Good morning, student. I, Purnima, welcome you to my class. And today I have taken a new topic in grammar, that is subject verb conquered. Subject verb conquered is also known as subject verb agreement. So both are the same thing. You are not supposed to get confused here. Subject verb conquered and subject verb agreement both are the same thing. Before teaching this topic, I am going to teach you some basic concept of grammar. Then only you will be able to understand. So first of all, I think everybody know what is a verb. A very common topic in English grammar. So verb, I'm not talking about definition, I'm just clearing your concept of verb. Verb here means an action. What action we are doing, that is a verb. For example, Sita is dancing. So here student, dancing is a action done by Sita and it is a verb. Now next point is work. So whatever work we are doing, that verb tells the verb in a sentence. Like for example, Ram writes a letter. Or I am teaching. So these two words, writing and teaching, is a verb because it tells us about the work done in a sentence. My other concept for verb is be, state. Now, for example, cat is dead. Now, dead is a word which is neither showing that it is the cat is doing some work nor it is doing some action. But of course, it is stating the state of a cat. So, verb also tells about the state of a person or thing. For example, baby is sleeping. Sleeping is not the action done by the baby. It is not the work done by baby. It shows the state, in which state the baby is. So, baby is sleeping. Sleeping is a verb here. So, I think I have cleared this concept of verb. Now, I will be telling you what is a subject and object in a sentence. For example, I am writing one sentence here. Ram kicks the ball. Now here, kick is a verb. It is an action done by Ram. And here you have to see two things. Noun or pronoun. Now please pay attention here. Noun or pronoun, which comes before the verb, that is known as subject of the verb. So here Ram is a noun and hence it is a subject of the verb. Subject of the verb kick. And the noun or pronoun which comes after the verb. Noun or pronoun that comes after the verb, that is known as object of the verb. So what is the object here? The ball. So here ball is a object of the verb. Object of the verb. Ball is a object of the verb kick. Okay, so once again I revise these two things because your subject, the topic of today is subject verb conquered. Verb I have cleared. Just now I have told you about verb. I have also told you about subject. So what is the subject? Once again I revise with you people. Subject is noun or pronoun that comes before the verb. And object is noun or pronoun that comes after the verb. Okay. So I think this two concept is clear. Now coming back to our topic. Now the basic concept are clear. And now I'm going to teach you your lesson subject verb conquered. So let's start. One more thing I would like to tell you, student, that I hope you know what is a singular noun and what is a plural noun. Suppose boy is singular and boys are plural. Flower is singular, flowers are plural. Then man, M-A-N, men, M-E-N, child, children. Okay, so this is a very common topic. Why I am telling children? Because subject, in subject, if singular subject is there, we don't put S. If plural subject is there, you can see I put S. Like boy, boys, flower, flowers. Okay, sometimes S is not put, like in the case of man. It is M-A-N singular and M-E-N plural. Child, here we never say children's, it is children. Okay, in some cases we never put S, but definitely in most of the cases, plural with plural, in subject we put S. And children, in verb it is just opposite. In verb it is just opposite. Now let me tell you what is a singular verb and what is a plural verb. Again, this is a very, very important point, and please listen carefully. It is just the opposite of subject. Now children, suppose if we take the verb drink, okay, and if it is a plural verb, then with plural verb we put S, it will be drinks, and with plural verb we will put D-R-I-N-K. We will never put drinks in plural. Okay, and vice versa in subject. In subject we always put S with plural. But in verb we never put S with plural. In verb we always put S with singular verb. So I hope this is clear to you. Once again I revise this thing. That with singular verb, in singular verb, we put S with singular verb. Don't forget it, always remember this thing, that with singular verb, we always put S with that particular word. Okay, like write. So with singular verb, it will become writes. You have to put S here. You can see I am putting S. And with plural verb, we will never put S. It will simply be write. So I hope this is clear to you. Now my topic is started. So point number 1. Point number 1 is, now you have to note it down. You can take out your copies and jot it down the important points which I am telling you. Point 1, with singular subject. We always put the singular subject. We put singular verb. Now suppose this is example. Once again I will try to explain you with the help of this example. Radha dance. It will dance or dances. So it will become dances because Radha is a singular subject, and the singular subject we always take singular verb. And in singular verb we always put S. With the verb S or ES will be added. So Radha dances on the stage. He writes a letter. Now he again is a singular subject. Okay, like Radha is a singular subject. He is a singular subject. Write is a singular verb. Why it is a singular verb? Because we are putting s with this verb, right? So this is singular verb. Okay, and this is the object. So rule number 1, that with singular subject we always put singular verb, and in singular verb we always add s. Okay. Now rule number 2. So I think you have written, you have understood also this rule. Once again I revise this point. With singular subject we always put singular verb, and with singular verb we always add s or es. Now you have to note it down, point number 2. This is rule 2. I am going to write on the board. You can note it down if you want. With plural subject we use plural verb, and in plural verb, remember students, in plural verb we never put s, but in plural subject we always put s or es. Like for example, boys. Now you can see boys, s is already here, so it is a plural subject. Boys see, or you can add a go. Boys go to the stadium. Okay. Boys, now you can see here it is a plural subject. Boys. It is plural subject, and here we are writing plural verb. Why plural verb? Why es and or s is not added to the verb here? Because verb we should write it plural, and in plural verb we never add s or es. So this is rule number 2 of this topic, subject verb agreement. Boys go to the school. Girls eat sandwiches. Girls are plural subject. We are having s here. The verb, again here we are using plural. We never put s or es with the plural verb. So here each will be there with the girls. So I think rule number 1 and 2 both are clear to you. A singular subject takes the verb in the singular, and plural subject takes the verb in the plural form. Sohan come here every week. Sohan come here or Sohan comes here. So it would be Sohan is a singular subject, and with singular subject we always use singular verb. So it would be Sohan comes, C-O-M-E-S, here every week. The teachers are on strike. The teachers are on strike. Now with plural subject, what is the plural subject here? Teachers. And we are using plural verb. Are is a singular verb. Are is a plural verb. Okay. So this is rule number 2. I have clear. Now coming to rule number 3. When 2 or more singular subjects are connected by and, the verb should be plural. Very important rule. When 2 singular subjects are there and it is connected by and, then the verb also will be plural. For example, Sohan and Ram. You can see rule number 3. Sohan and Ram. So these are what? 2 singular subjects connected by and here we will use plural verb. Sohan and Ram are brothers. Are brothers. So if 2 subjects are there and it is connected by and, then we will use plural verb. This is rule number 3. Okay. This is rule number 3. So my third point is when two singular noun, okay, are connected by and. When two singular noun are connected by and, the verb shows will be in plural. So this is my third point. When two singular noun are connected by and, the verb should be in plural. Like Sohan and Ram are brothers. So verb is in plural verb. These two noun 1, noun 2. These two nouns are there and they are joined by one, noun 1 and noun 2. They are joined by and children, the verb is plural. Now when two singular noun refer to the same person, the verb must be singular. When two or more noun refer to the same person, then the verb is singular. So when two singular noun refer to the same person, the verb must be in singular. So the two noun, when they refer to the same person, the verb must be in singular. Ram, Shruti, friends and colleague is coming. The manager and secretary has died. So you can see children here two singular noun refer to the same person. The manager and secretary. Okay, now please pay attention here. The manager and secretary. Okay, now see the manager, and we are not writing the manager and a secretary or the secretary. If we would write here the secretary or a secretary, then it means it was the another person. But the rule is when two noun, singular noun, refer to the same person, the verb must be singular. The manager and secretary has died. It refers to the same person. Okay, so the manager and secretary has died. When this refer to the same person, we use singular verb. This you have to see. So rule number 4. Rule number 3 is when two singular noun refer to the same person, the verb must be in singular. But when two or more singular noun, when they refer to the same person, the verb must be in singular. Now children, rule number 5. When two or more noun makes one unit, the verb must be singular. What is the meaning of one unit? That means the things which express similar idea, like bread and butter, needle and thread. Okay. So when two or more noun make one unit, the verb must be singular. Okay, like rice and curry. So this is rule number 5. Rice and curry is singular verb, is my favorite food. Now children, rice and curry, it is expressing the same idea. What it is expressing? It is expressing the same idea that both are in the category of a dish. Okay, so when two or more noun make one unit, like needle and thread is kept in a small box. Needle and thread is one unit. It is referring to one unit. That means the same kind of idea or the person or the thing. Now, rule number 6. When a singular subject is qualified by each or every, the verb must be in singular. When a singular subject. Okay, it is qualified. It means it is having each or every before singular subject. When each and every is there, then the verb must be a singular. This is very common. When each is there or when every is there. When each is there and when every is there. Okay, when each is there and when every is there before the subject, then the verb must be singular. Like, for example, each boy was given a present. Now you can see, children, boy is a subject and before each this is used. It is a singular subject and this is a singular verb. So when a singular subject is there or each or every is there before a subject, then what do we use? Which verb we use? We use singular verb. Similarly, every girl has a book of her own. Every girl has a book of her own. Okay, so remember this. When each and every is there before subject, then we use singular verb. When two or more nouns makes one unit, then we use singular verb. When two singular nouns refer to the same person, then the verb again is similar. But when two or more singular subjects are connected by and, then the verb is plural. Okay, now the phrase one of is always followed by a plural noun, but the verb is always singular. Now children, one phrase is there. That phrase is one of. In these phrases, one of the boys sings very well. You can see, children, one of the boys sings very well. Here the plural noun is used, but the verb is used singular. So again, try to understand this. Rule number 7. One, when the phrase one of the, when it is used with plural noun, when the boy, when one of the boys sings very well, one of the boy sings very well, or one of the book, you can see the subject is plural and the verb is singular here. One of the boys sings, singular verb, very well. Okay. Another example we can quote. One of the book is mine. One of the book is mine. So children, when after one of this phrase is there, when it is followed by a singular verb, plural subject and followed by singular verb, then children, the verb will be singular. That means plural subject followed by this subject, plural subject is followed by one of. Okay, so the phrase one of is always followed by a plural noun, but the verb is always singular. This is the one of the boys sings very well, one of the book is mine. Okay. When two nouns are linked by either or, neither nor, the verb agrees with the later noun. This is again very important when two nouns are there. Okay, when two nouns are there and one of the other example 8, when two nouns are there, children. Okay, remember, when two nouns are linked or joined by either or neither nor, then the verb agrees with the later noun or nouns. That means children, if either or, if either is joined by or neither is joined by nor, then children the verb should agree with the noun which is followed. For example, neither food nor clothes were available. So two nouns are there which is joined by either or, neither nor. Okay. Now you can see the last verb is, the later verb here is plural. So we are adding here plural verb. So this is a rule, student. Okay, that if two verbs are there and it is joined by neither nor, either or, then children, then what will happen? The verb will be according to the later noun. So with this I conclude my video here. Thank you and have a nice day ahead. Bye bye.